Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Football This Weekend, episode 2, weekend of the 15th of August 2026. This weekend, we take a look at the Championship League 1 and League 2 opening fixtures as the EFL is back and up and running before we get back to non-league where they've had their second match week of the season over in the lower leagues. We will start then, why don't we? Of course, like I said, visuals and audio will get better as time passes. Bear with me with all of that. We'll be back soon. The room's nearly done. It's looking great, but just the few tweaks and we'll be back. Where should we start then? Well, we start with the opening weekend of the Championship, of course, where this weekend, first one we will see is, of course, down in Lankshear, Bolton, as they took on Preston North End and won 2-1. Remarkable welcome back for Bolton. Dolby with the opening goal in 14 minutes, Gale getting the second just 9 minutes later, 25 minutes in, 2-0 to the Wanderers for Arabi. Got one back in the 86th minute, but it was too little too late for Preston North End, as Bolton get a fantastic return to the Championship. Next up, we go down to Bristol City. Coburn Brace gets Millwall up and running. Let's have a look at what happened in this game. Randell with a second yellow offence in 36 minutes for Bristol City to get them down to 10 men. So 10 men for an hour's worth of football, Bristol City were. Just 5 minutes after that red card, Josh Coburn got the opening goal for Millwall. He's going to be their main man, isn't he, Coburn? And of course, he got the second in 50 minutes. And that was pretty much game set and the match for Millwall as they get up and running as well in the new season. They'll look to get one better than the playoffs this season. Can they do that? I mean, we'll find out. I think Coburn's going to be a really interesting player to watch this season. He was sort of like that prospect last season. I think this season is going to be his time to prove himself, essentially. So we'll see what comes of it with Joshua Coburn. Next up, Charlton 2, Derby County 1. Campbell's power strike beats the Rams. Let's go over to London then, shall we, for this game. Sammy Smodics. He's proven to be a really decent signing so far for Derby. However, I have heard he has just picked up an injury. But either way, he did score within 23 minutes to give Derby the lead. 1-0 up there going into half-time before Jones with the equaliser in 61 minutes. And like I said, Campbell with an absolute brilliant goal, by the way, with his left foot, powered it into that far corner in 80 minutes to give Charlton the lead and the eventual winner, the eventual winning goal, should I say, for the Addicts. So quality from Charlton there, but for Derby, they need to be seeing them games through if they want to be where they want to be. Of course, they've been targeted as dark horses, not just this season, but last season as well. I mean, when's that going to fade away? Middlesbrough 2, Lincoln City 1, you'll see on the title and thumbnail, Will Lankshear is the new prospect at Middlesbrough. Lankshear has scored 3 in 2 as Lincoln proved to be a tough battle this season. Lincoln had their chances, they certainly weren't a bad team, Lincoln. Adam Reach actually got the opening goal within 12 minutes to put Lincoln 1-0 up before Will Lankshear in the 62nd minute equalised for Borough, and he got a late winner in 91 minutes there. 1 minute of additional time. He got the winner there to give Middlesbrough the lead and the eventual winner, similar to Charlton. Early goal by the away side, but the home side getting 2 goals to win the game. But Lankshear, He has been unbelievable so far. Really good goal last week in the Carabao Cup against Wrexham, and now obviously in the league, different aspect of football. Um, he's managed to score a brace this weekend against Lincoln City. So will Lankshear, how many goals is he going to get this season? We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out. Next up, Norwich City 1, West Bromwich Albion 2. This is an interesting result for me. If I can find Baggy's win in controversy. And the reason this was an interesting result is because one of the goals for West Brom seemed to come off the hand for going into the back of the net or something. And it was like, if I remember correctly, because I watched the highlights on Sunday, it's now Tuesday. I know it's a bit of a late FTW, but if I remember correctly, someone said that if it was in the Premier League, VAR would have 100% overturned it. But in a way, that's what I love about the Championship. It's the fact you don't get VAR. Obviously, that one is more of a referee mistake than anything. Anyway, Hagabo, I believe, was the one who scored that handball goal in 75 minutes, putting West Brom 1-0 up controversially for Morgan. Got the second goal, scored last week as well. He might have scored a brace last week against Rotherham. Got the second goal in 87 minutes for Kvisthagen. Got one back for Norwich in the 91st minute, but once again, too little, too late for the Canaries as West Brom get a big win on the opening day. And I think it's quite an important result that as well for West Brom in the long run. They'll be a team who have been classed as dark horses this season. And that result certainly proved that that title 100%. So yeah, Portsmouth 1, QPR 3. Quality from Queen's Park Rangers as they take all three at Fratton Park. Let's have a little look at how this game went then. So Delvin actually got the lead for Portsmouth in 15 minutes for Chair, equalised for the Arns in 33 minutes. Sato with the second goal and putting QPR into the lead in 40 minutes. And Chair once again with the brace, putting QPR 3-1 up in the 45 plus 2 added time there. I mean, 4 goals in one half. That's just unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, obviously we'll get to my club, but we'll get to my club soon. But from what I've seen in the Championship so far, it seems to be goals, 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 and unfortunately, it's not like that at my club at all. At the minute, at least, anyway. But we'll move on. We'll get to that. Stoke 1, Swansea 2. Ida's super touch as Swansea edge past in what was quite a close game. Let's have a little look at this one. If I remember the highlights correctly, it was actually very even. 10 minutes, Bocat got the lead for Stoke City. For Poku for Swansea, equalised in 22 minutes. Ida came on in 65 minutes. Onto the pitch, 66 minutes. He gets the winner for Swansea City. His first touch of the game proves to be the golden one as Swansea went to Stoke and got a win there. So Ida, maybe he's just like Midas, with it. Maybe his boots. We'll see, but maybe his boots are just filled with that magnet or something. I don't know. Oh, I didn't realise I skipped past. My apologies. We move to Yorkshire now, south of Yorkshire, as we've got Sheffield United 0, Birmingham 0. No way through at Bramall Lane there. There's not really much to talk about on this one. Both teams had really good chances. Both teams could have very easily scored. If I had to pick a better team, I'm probably leaning towards Birmingham City. But other than that, it was pretty even. In terms of scoreline and in terms of results and performance, in terms of scoreline and performance as well there. Next up, Watford 2, Southampton 1. Hornets stun the Saints as their points deduction remains it's a bit of a shock, you could say. I thought Southampton would win this game. I saw on the highlights of Colchester last weekend, and I thought they were very professional. I thought it was a really good performance. All all due respect, it is Colchester United. Thought they were very good. However, they had a lot of chances in this game. They just couldn't put it away. Bravo with the opening goal in 12 minutes for the Hornets, before Nabazia or Nabizada, my apologies, got to in 29 minutes. If you think about it from this point of view, Southampton were 2-0 down within half an hour. Um, Luckily for them, though, it didn't really get much further than 2 goals for Watford, and Laren got a consolation, or eventual consolation, in 56 minutes. So at that point, I think it was at that point where Southampton started to get really good chances, and you're thinking that Southampton could go and win this game. They put some of these away, but unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And Southampton um, remain on -4 as it stands. Burnley 2, West Ham 2. I watched a majority of this game and it was brilliant. Let's break it down. Kilman, opening goal, 10 minutes for West Ham. For Solomon, got the second goal for him in 72 minutes there. Jean Fleming with the penalty in 83 minutes. 83 minutes, I believe it was a penalty as well, if I remember correctly. And then Fleming with the equaliser in 90 plus 2 stoppage time. Equaliser there. Clarets have clawed their way back from 2-0 down. And yeah, I'd agree with that, because you'd think West Ham would pounce forward, they'd get the result, maybe get a third and really seal the game off, but they didn't. They couldn't manage to do it, and Burnley capitalised, and they grew into the game. Burnley, they weren't amazing, but they got the job done. They got a decent point. It does make you think, though, if that start was better from Burnley, would West Ham have gone 2-0 up, and could they eventually have won that game, sort of thing. So there's aspects to that there. And finally, this was yesterday evening's game. Cardiff City 1, Wrexham 1. A stunner of a free kick rescues points for the Bluebirds. Let's get a little rundown on that for you. Kiefer Moore with the opening goal in 3 minutes. It was a very quick goal as well. It sort of stunned the Cardiff City Stadium, but it was a really good goal by Kiefer Moore. A proper striker's finish. I really like Kiefer Moore. I'm excited to see him at Wrexham this season. Couldn't quite get going last season, could he, at Wrexham? But I mean, hey, look, it was a fantastic finish, and if that's a sign of what's to come, then Wrexham fans will get very excited about him this season. However, not about Wrexham, because Cardiff grew into the game, especially in the second half, and managed to get a free kick just outside the box in 98 minutes. Colwill with an absolutely brilliant free kick, equalised for the Bluebirds. Should Colwill have done better? Maybe. Should Patterson have done better for Wrexham? Maybe. But the ball was going so quickly and it was so precise that I think it was almost unstoppable for Patterson in his defence. It was such a brilliant free kick. And yeah, so that finishes a point there. Atmosphere for that game, obviously with it being all Welsh game, could class as a derby. I don't really know about that. The distance doesn't really suggest so, but if they think it's a derby, they think it's derby. But either way, the atmosphere was fantastic, and it's pretty what the championship's about, isn't it? So where does that put teams after this weekend's round of fixtures in the Championship? QPR sit top there with +2 goal difference. That is only because they managed to score 3, and the only team that has managed to do that so far. But also teams that are joint top are Millwall, Bolton, Middlesbrough, Charlton, Watford, West Brom and Swansea there. Blackburn, West Ham, Burnley and Wolves. Oh, I forgot about Burnley Wolves. Where are they? Are they not on here? Oh my god, they're not even on here. Sorry, it finished Burnley. Let me quickly run over that. I haven't got a graphic for that, unfortunately, but it finished Wolves 2, Blackburn 2, not Burnley, Jesus. Manetzi with the opening goal, 18 minutes for McLaughlin. With the equaliser, brilliant header from him in 27 minutes. Johnson just after the restart, 48 minutes. Raul Jimenez um, with the equalising penalty. Jimenez saves Wolves of an opening shot, which it would have been, I think. If Blackburn would have won that game, I think it would have stunned the Championship a little bit there. There you go. Sorry about that, Burnley and Black. I've got to stop saying Burnley. Wolves and Blackburn fans there. Birmingham and Sheffield United make the rest of the teams that have drawn this weekend, and all the teams that have lost and are technically, oh no, they're not technically bottom, they're technically joint 23rd, are Cardiff, Wrexham, Derby, Norwich, Preston, Stoke, Lincoln City, Portsmouth and Bristol City there. Southampton remain bottom with that point deduction. We move on to League One then, match week 1 of League One. We start off at Nottingham of Meadow Lane. Even Stevens at Meadow Lane, where it finished Notts County 1, Leicester City 1. Joseph with the opening goal in 62 minutes, not too long after the restart, for Grant equalising for Notts County in 81 minutes to make it 1-1 and a point apiece. Simple as that in Nottingham. Oxford United 2, MK Dons 2. Ox find a way to get a point out of MK. There. Let's get the details of that game. Harris with the opening goal for Oxford in 20 minutes. MK Dons in very quick fashion getting 2 goals. 29 minutes good with the goal, equalising for the Dons. And Aaron Collins there, 34 minutes, just 5 minutes later, putting MK Dons into the lead. And it only took Oxford until the 95th minute, 5th minute of added time, through Brown to get the equaliser and find a way for Oxford to get a point in their opening game. Yeah. Interesting season ahead for Oxford, I think. They struggled against MK Dons in League 2 last season, all due respect. They're not going to come into this league and get the playoffs, are they, MK Dons? I think there's far too much quality in this league for them to do that. So really, Oxford should be putting them to bed. I mean, Aaron Ramsey has got a job on his hands at Oxford. I don't think anyone's denying that. Next up, Reading 3, Luton 4. What a game this was. Marriott's hat-trick is not enough in an incredible turnaround for Luton. Let's run it down then. Richards actually gave Luton the lead. 1-0 Luton within 6 minutes. Early goal there. However, 2 minutes later, Jack Marriott equalised for the Royals, getting another one in 31 minutes, put them into the lead, and only 7 minutes later, getting his hat-trick there in, what's that, a half-hour hat-trick? Average a goal, 10 minute there. It was a collapse from Luton from their opening goal. It says here on Flash Scores, Wilshere was actually booked 39 minutes, a minute after Marriott scored. You can imagine what that is like there. But we get to the second half, and Palmer gets one back for Luton in 50 minutes. 2 minutes later, he equalises to make it 3-3. It is now back to square one at 3-3 in 52 minutes. It only took until the 6th minute of added time for Luton to get the winner. Kuda there, 96th minute goal. Luton were 3-1 down, and they managed to win it 4-3. Absolutely incredible. And this is what the EFL is all about. This is why we've missed it. Just absolutely incredible game there. And them sort of games don't get talked about enough by, Sky and ITV, etc. And do you know why? It's because it's not the Championship. It won't be classed as this big game, But Luton and Reading, in a 7-goal thriller in the opening game, just shows the range of the EFL, not just the Championship that has all this drama. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and brilliant start for Luton. From the mini collapse in the first half, it went from that to total collapse for Reading, as they eventually lost the game. Um, yeah, we'll swiftly move on. On that note, Barnsley 0, Bromley 1. A delightful debut to the third tier for the Ravens. The only goal in this game came from Adebayo, or Adebayo, something like that, in 70 minutes. It was a scrappy goal. It was a lucky goal. But that is the Bromley way for you. That is how Bromley do things. And they've done it against one of the league favourites, Barnsley. Um, and it finishes Bromley 1, Barnsley 0. If Bromley can, yeah, I think that's what was so good about them, not just in League Two, but in non-league as well, is that they found a way to get results at teams. They just did it so quickly, and they've done it again in League One. I mean, it's going to be an interesting season on that aspect. Who says they can't go one again and go to the Championship? I mean, that would be, in my opinion, a better story than Wrexham. If they were managed to get to the Championship this season, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Because it's not like they've had millionaire backing, is it? They've written their own story, Bromley, and it's been unbelievable so far. But more to come. Bromley, though, in the opening day, getting 3 points. Blackpool 1, Wickham 1. Even start for both sides of this season. Onyedinma there with the opening goal for Wickham, giving them the lead in 7 minutes. And Munro with the equaliser 70 minutes later at 70 minutes there. Bradford City 2, Peterborough 1. Bantam's deserved winners against Peterborough United. Let's have a little rundown of this game. Gillespie there with the opening goal for Bradford in 54 minutes. For Powell. Got the second in 75 minutes. Just to note here, Okabu was sent off for Peterborough in 85 minutes there, giving them or getting them down to 10 men. Didn't really matter much anyways. They were already 2-0 down, and at that point you just think it's not our afternoon. When you go down to 10 men at that time, it's just not our day. And that's what it was for Peterborough. But, honestly, Bradford, they deserved it. They played brilliant football. They scored some brilliant goals in this game as well. And they deserve to win it. There. Next up, Burton 1, Stevenage 1. Stoppage drama again for Stevenage as they had to dip into added time once again, by the way, because they did it last week against Wickham in the Cup. They've done it again in the league now against Burton. Armour with the opening goal, 74 minutes for Burton to give the home side the lead. Sanderson in added time, equalising for Stevenage, giving them the points. And it's stuff like that. It makes you wonder how valuable could that point actually be come later on in the season? What if that point were to be the 1 point that got you into the playoffs or got you into that top three, etc. And that's why these points are so important. That's why so many teams have managed to strike lucky. And yeah, Cambridge 3, Wigan 2. Let's have a little look at this one. You survive with a win over Wigan. Watts with the opener in 3 minutes early goal for Cambridge. A pair with the second in 34 minutes before Heath made it 3-0 in 52 minutes. However, Wigan did start to get themselves together. Perkins with 1 goal back in 69 minutes and Higgins got the second game on in 73 minutes. However, that is how it finished. Wigan couldn't find the equaliser there, and it finished Cambridge 3, Wigan 2. Huddersfield 3, AFC Wimbledon 0. Where is this game? Terriers start off in style. Sanchez with 2 goals, one in the 4th minute, one in the 16th minute. Early brace for him. However, Barley Mumba was sent off straight red for Huddersfield in 29 minutes there. For Rabulovic, did get the third for Huddersfield in 78 minutes, and that's how it finished. Huddersfield 3, AFC Wimbledon 0. Leyton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Slattery with the opening goal, 19 minutes for Wednesday. 26 minutes, Orient equalised through Oluwu. Cabia with the assist there for all you Grimsby fans. Where actually is this game? For Lowe, Jamal Lowe struck a penalty into the back of the net in 66 minutes to give Wednesday the lead. And that was the eventual winner. Wednesday off to a flying start back in League One. It'll be interesting next week. I believe they should really be at home. They've been away once or twice. They've been away twice. I can't remember. Where were they? No, they were at home to Bolton last week. Yeah, it should be good next week at Hillsborough. The first league game since being, taken over and properly taken over. You know what I mean? I think it'll be a good atmosphere at Hillsborough. Mansfield 2, Doncaster 1. Reed wins it for, I put here, Scabs. Oates with the opening goal for Mansfield in 26 minutes. Seeing it equalise for Doncaster in 49 minutes for Reed. Snake. Lewis Reed got the winner for Mansfield in 74 minutes there. Plymouth 1, Stockport 3, Hatters ruthless away at Argyle. Jack Diamond with the opening goal on this one in 13 minutes. Carl Button with the second just 13 minutes later there. At 26 minutes, Glover got the third in 49 minutes there. Amechi did get one back for Plymouth at 79 minutes, but it was too little too late as it finished at home park. Plymouth Argyle 1, Stockport County 3. Let's have a little look at the table then, as Huddersfield sit top based on being the team that conceded the least out of the teams that have scored 3 goals. So as you can see there, Huddersfield scored 3, conceded none. However, Stockport scored 3 and conceded 1. So that is why Huddersfield are top. The joint top with them are, of course, Stockport, Bradford City, Luton, Cambridge, Sheffield Wednesday, Scabs, Bromley. All the teams that drew at MK Dons, Oxford United, Blackpool, Leicester City, and Leicester City twice there, Wycombe Wanderers, Notts County, and Burton and Stevenage there. And the teams that did lose this weekend are Reading, Wigan, Doncaster, Leyton Orient, Barnsley, Plymouth, Peterborough, and AFC Wimbledon there. Unfortunately for Wimbledon, they will be bottom because they conceded the most without scoring. We move on to League Two now. Here we go. Here we go. Don't worry, we'll get to my club soon. We'll start off though in Wales as Newport got a 3-0 win over Rochdale. Ambers start perfectly and missed the bookies' favourites to go down. Cameron with the opening goal in 18 minutes for Gwengui. No idea how you say that. I do apologise. Got the second in 38 minutes. And to seal the deal, Bamber got the third in 91 minutes, making it Newport 3, Rochdale 0. Newcomers, Rochdale. Not been a great start so far. Lost to... or did they win on penalties at Tranmere? They did. They won on penalties at Tranmere in the preliminary round, the eliminator round. They did lose at Bradford. They didn't really play well, and obviously they've lost here as well. They conceded 5 and scored none so far in 2 games of this season. Therefore, so we'll see. We'll see on that aspect for Rochdale. Oldham 2, Port Vale 0. Kavanagh Brace beats Vale. Obviously, Port Vale favourites to go up as well. Kavanagh opening goal in 60 minutes. 15 minutes later, he gets the second in 75 minutes. There we go. 75 minutes. I might honestly. So yeah, I like that. There we go. In 75 minutes to make it 2-0 there. Yeah, I mean, Oldham, who knows? Honestly, who knows? I mean, why not? Why can't they be a team that are up there this season? They certainly had that playoff run. It did sort of fade away towards the end of the season. Um, but who knows with Oldham? 100%. They could definitely be up there. And that's certainly a brilliant result in the opening day as well at home. Really good for them. Accrington Stanley 2, Colchester United 2. Cross turns to goal as Colchester find a way back. Details of this game. Ian Dolo got the opening goal for Colchester, giving them the lead in 24 minutes. Just 5 minutes later, though, Saturn equalised, and he actually got Accrington back into the lead with 1 minute of additional time in the first half. And Hunt, if you saw the goal, looking like he's going to cross it in, cross, and then you see, I tell you what, that's going in, sort of in your head. And then it does find the back of the net there as Colchester equalised there. Finished Accrington Stanley 2, Colchester United 2. On at 3, it's Salford City 1. Bees in business as they beat the favourites for the league, of course, Salford City. Gallagher with the opening goal in 24 minutes before Lakin got the second for Barnet in 42 minutes. Then Kabonga Shamanga got the third, making it 3-0 to Barnet in 87 minutes. Oluwo did get consolation for Salford, though, in the 90th minute. There is it finished in North London. Barnet 3, Salford City 1 there. Salford, you've got a relatively easy game next week, so yeah. You'll win next week, is all I'm going to say. Cheltenham 2, Rotherham 1. Horror start for the Millers as Evans Strike wins it for Cheltenham. Obviously, Rotherham lost last week against West Brom as well. They got pumped at home, so it's not really been a decent start so far, has it, Millers? McCann with the opening goal for the Robins in 30 minutes. Biebu did equalise for Rotherham in 62 minutes, but Evans with a brilliant strike won it for Cheltenham in 71 minutes there as it finished Cheltenham 2, Rotherham 1. Here we go then, Chesterfield 0, Fleetwood 1. Square pegs in round holes for the Sparrites. Of course, Ched Evans, it had to be him getting the only goal in the game in 35 minutes. It was a brilliant goal for Ched Evans. Superb goals, absolutely worldy from him. This is also the part of the episode where we get to Joe's Chesterfield review of the week. As you can see, we've been done in by Ched Evans and Fleetwood for the second week in a row. There's been a lot of backlash on Paul Cook and his tactics and his subs after that game. And the reason for that is because it didn't look any different with the signings we made. Didn't look any different as it did last season. And I think that's why Chesterfield fans are a bit unhappy at the minute. My eyes, though, it seemed to work for us last season. I think once this team starts to gel and we give them a bit of patience, they start getting a few results. I think it'll run smoothly for us. But I just think we need to be patient for now. But it was a bit of square pegs and round holes as we did have a lot of chances but couldn't put them away. And next week we are away at Salford, so I mean, we'll see with that, but I think Salford probably will roll over us if we play like that again. So, we'll just find out and see if there is any sort of improvement. But for now, Chesterfield are down to their second defeat of the season in just 2 games played. Credit to Fleetwood, though. They've been brilliant, I've got to say. Crawley nil, Crew 1, Reds galore as Alexander Prevail. If you get that, it's because Crew have just done this whole new thing with what's it called? What's the company called? It's 2 for 1. Yeah, you know the 2 for 1 cinema tickets at the Meerkat. You see them adverts all the time. I forgot what the actual company's called, but yeah, let's get a little rundown of this one then, shall we? Gordon was sent off for Crawley in 51 minutes, and Ebowie was also sent off for Crawley at 64 minutes. Crawley down to 9. Still no nil though. Then Dimitri got a second yellow for Crew in the 85th minute, and eventually we got the winner from Crew through March in the 95th minute of added time. Valentine's Day came early for this referee, apparently, as it finished Crawley nil, Crew 1. Gillingham nil, Walsall 3. Walsall New Era has started off perfectly on their perspective. A 3-0 win for them. Goals coming from Moore in the 81st minute, Connolly in the 89th minute, and Presley with the final nail in the coffin in 96 minutes there. Finished Gillingham 0, Walsall 3. Grimsby 1, Exeter 0. Grimsby get a stroke of luck in a home win, and I think the reason I put that is because Exeter had a lot of chances, first of all. Second of all, Grimsby had a lot of chances to put the game to bed, but didn't. Eventually, they did finish 1-0 through the Rogers goal in 35 minutes between Grimsby and Exeter City. Next up, Northampton 0, Swindon Town 0. Our first goalless draw of the season. There's not even a red card to speak about in this game. Just pretty much nothing happened. It finished 0-0 there. There you go. Tranmere 2, Shrewsbury 0. Rovers start with a bang against Shrewsbury. Davies with the opening goal in 35 minutes. Whittaker getting the second for Rovers in 63 minutes there for Tranmere, who have been classed as a dark horse this season, so we'll find out. We'll wait and see how they'll do, of course. The opening day win for them. York City 3, Bristol Rovers 2. Let's get a little rundown of this, as York are delightfully welcome back to the EFL. Mola, though, with the opening goal for Bristol Rovers, giving them the lead in half an hour. Newby half hour later in 60 minutes equalised for York City. For boys, just 3 minutes later, got York into the lead to make it 2-1. Lay, though, did get an equaliser for Bristol Rovers with a penalty in 78 minutes. For boys, once again, getting the winner in 80 minutes, just 2 minutes later there. Goals galore in Yorkshire. And like I said, welcome back, York City. Obviously, they've lost Stuart Maynard this summer. Scott Lindsay has come in, and, well, they're off the mark, aren't they? They're 3 points in. So this is the table as it stands. Walsall and Newport quite literally joint top after 2 3-0 wins there. But also joint top are Barnet, Oldham, Tranmere, York, Cheltenham, Crewe, Grimsby and Fleetwood after they all got wins this weekend. Draws for Colchester, Accrington, Northampton and Swindon. Before the defeats, we get to Bristol Rovers, Rotherham, Chesterfield, my team there in 17th, Crawley, Exeter, Salford, Port Vale, Shrewsbury, Rochdale and Gillingham. And finally, we move on to the National League. Match week 2. Let's see how teams figured out anything from last week. We start off in Aldershot. Dinanga penalty, can't save point as Hartlepool go 2-4-2 in a 1-0 win there. Yeah, I need to get my phone back up. Hold up. Yeah. McCone there. McKeown got the only goal of the game in 69 minutes, as like I said, Aldershot 0, Hartlepool 1. Borough 1, Hornchurch 2. Kizzy Screamer helped Hornchurch's start to the season, which has been absolutely brilliant, by the way. 6 points from a possible 6. Let's have a look at how this game went. Kizzy with that absolute belter of a goal in 57 minutes. 4 minutes later, Hearn got the second for Hornchurch. I've just realised it's still on this page. There, Cameron did put away a penalty for Barrow in the 76th minute, but it wasn't enough to get them really back into the swing of things as it finished Barrow 1, Hornchurch 2. There, brilliant start for Hornchurch once again. Could say the same about Barrow in the opposite manner. It's been a horrible start for them. 2 defeats in 2 for them now. As you just saw there, FC Halifax 1, Borough 3. Wood off the mark against slow starters Halifax, who've now lost 2 and 2. But Borough drew to Tamworth at home last week, and now obviously they've got the win as well, coming so close at Wembley not too long ago. They'll want to go one better this season. Rush with the opening goal for the Wood in 45th minute. Tollett equalised for the Shea in 51 minutes, and Abdul Malik, of course, we all know who he is, made it 2-1 in the 68th minute for Rush once again. I think that's his 5th goal of the season. Rush already, by the way, 2 games in, 5 goals. It made it 3-1 in the 84th minute there. Borough off the mark, Halifax 1, Borough 3. Gateshead 2, Woking 0. Heat off the mark as they remain clinical at home. They scored some really good goals in this game. Lankshear with the opener in 55 minutes. Ferguson getting the second in 63 minutes to make it Gateshead 2, Woking 0. Nightmare start for Woking. That's 2 defeats in 2 now. But Gateshead, who lost to Eastleigh last week, have recovered well and got a win at home and a clean sheet, excuse my voice, this weekend. Kidderminster 1, Eastleigh 0. Manchee enough as I think I was supposed to put Manchee's oh no, it wasn't a penalty, just a Manchee's goal is enough as Kiddie dominate the Spitfires. Manchee's goal came in the 78th minute, former far right Levi Manchee. But Kidderminster could have really been 3 or 4 goals in this game. They had the better of the chances. They had the more golden opportunities of chances. They really should have put it to bed. But look, 3 points, 3 points, and they managed to do that. So let's move on then, shall we? Solihull Moors 0, Boston United 2. Boston, again, another one of those teams that lost last week, have now won this weekend, as well as resilient away performance wins them a first win of the season. Wielden with the opening goal in 29 minutes there, make it 1-0 to Boston for Abo. With the second goal in the 48th minute, Boston did miss a penalty in the 82nd minute, but the 2 goals were enough as they get their first win of the season, like I say. Southend United 1, Scunthorpe United 0. Roots Hall return goes ever so swimmingly for Kieran Dyer's Southend. Papula with the opening and only goal of the game in the 23rd minute. Roots Hall is probably, in my opinion, the best stadium in non-league. Of all the teams in non-league, been to Halifax, been to Barrow, been to Solihull. I don't know about any other ground, but certainly from what I've seen, Roots Hall's been by far the best one so far, 100%. And when that place gets rocking, which it was when I went, it is an absolute fortress. So it's going to be a really good place to go to for the likes of like Hornchurch, for example. and Worthing this season. Excuse me. But for now, it is the dominant fortress of non-league as they got a 1-0 win over Scunthorpe United. Sutton United 1, Altrincham 0. Altrincham, again, 2 games, 2 defeats. Sutton, 2 games, 2 wins, I believe, for them. Ogbonna with the only goal in this game in the 9th minute, as the abysmal Altrincham defending allows the Ambers, and it was as well. Just remember that the goal that Sutton scored, it was so poor defensively. It wasn't just that moment as well. There were more chances in the game that was so easily given to Sutton United because of the lackluster defending from Altrincham. So they'll need to sharpen up in that area if they want to get some points. For now, though, it is still very early on, I will say. And yeah, Tamworth 1, FC Fylde 2, a 2-goal in 6-minute response for the Coasters. Let's get a rundown of this game. Opening goal came within 10 minutes as Donnelly got Tamworth in the lead. Umrod then for Fylde got the equaliser in 43 minutes before Main there with the second goal in 45 plus 3. So what's that? That's actually, I put 6 minutes, it's 5 minutes. 2 goals in 5 minutes there for Fylde to get them swimmingly back, I say back into the game, into the lead, essentially. That's not done yet, though. Rye did get sent off through a second yellow bookable offence in the 93rd minute. That's how it finished. Tamworth 1, AFC Fylde 3. Wealdstone 1, Harrogate Town 3. New early league leaders in yellow and black. Harrogate Town. Dolligan with the opening goal in the 28th minute. Obiru then equalised for Wealdstone in the 39th minute there. Payne got Harrogate into the lead in 54 minutes. Hobson with the assist there, Sparrites. He also got the assist for the 95th minute goal for Mikulski. I was about to say winner, but they were already winning, so that just sealed the deal for Harrogate there, you could say. But yeah, 2 wins from 2, 8 goals scored, 3 goals conceded, goals galore. Harrogate, most of the time it's going to them as well. We'll obviously have a look at the table in a minute, but spoiler alerts, they are top of the league. Worthing 1, Forest Green Rovers 2. Worthing unworthy as Rovers are ruthless is what I've put down for this game. Jenksford actually scored for Worthing early on in 2 minutes there, put them into the lead. Asude, though, then equalised for Forest Green in 57 minutes. For Reese got the eventual winner for Forest Green at 84 minutes there. Yeoviltown 1, Carlisle 1. Late dramatic equaliser gives Carlisle a long trip home with a point. Unfortunately for them. Walker with the opening goal for Yeovil in 18 minutes. They had a lot of chances, Yeovil, to put it to bed, but similar to last week, they concede late on to throw the points away. This time it is 2 points instead of it was 2 points last week as well. So both times they've dropped 4 points so far through late goals. Gubbins was sent off in the 65th minute there for Yeovil, and Bunker then 96th minute, winning it for Carlisle, or getting the equaliser, my apologies, for Carlisle. In a late dramatic point, a long way home, but at least they can go home with at least a point instead of none. You can look at it like that, and buzzing with a late equaliser, you could say. How it shapes up in the National League then, like I said, 2 games played, Harrogate sit top. as well as Hornchurch, Sutton, Southend, Hartlepool, and Forest Green all join top. That goes down to sixth there, who all them teams have got 2 from 2. Boreham Wood into the playoffs on goals scored, as well as Fylde, who are both on 4 points. Gateshead on 3 points. Boston, Worthing, Eastleigh, Aldershot, and Kidderminster all on 3 there. Yeovil on just 2 points. Tamworth, Carlisle, Scunthorpe, and Wealdstone on 1 point. And the only teams to not accumulate points so far are Halifax, Altrincham, Barrow, Solihull, and Woking, who conceded 5 without scoring any. And that is it for football this weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. That's your little recap. Next weekend, we start off with the Premier League. Who is excited? I'm mad excited for it. With the EFL, what's shown me so far is that, you know, I can get excited for the Premier League, because on Friday, Coventry play Arsenal. Coventry is stablemate of the EFL last season. So good. We'll be taking on the Premier League champions on Friday night. What more do you want? I'm dead excited for it. My favourite Premier League team, though, is Liverpool, and they play on Sunday at 4, away at Newcastle as well. So I'll be a bit nervous for that. But no, thank you all so much for watching football this weekend. I really appreciate you watching the video or the live stream, whatever it is. Thank you all for watching. And like I said, I'll see you all for the opening Premier League weekend, the second weekend of the EFL, and the third for the National League. See you all then. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.